Andrew kicks us off in San Jose. Andrew, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What's going on?
So I'm having a really hard time getting behind the idea of dropping my savings down to $1,000 and trying to pay off some debt I have.
Okay. How much debt do you have?
So my biggest, I have two car payments. One of them's about $24,000. The other one's about $72,000.
Whoa. I hope your income is just baffling.
Blow us away.
What is it?
My income is, I think I made around $210,000 last year.
Okay. I feel better.
I do feel better. Okay.
So you got two car loans. What else?
That's it.
So
And a house payment, obviously. But
do you need
you
need both cars, or is there another person in the picture here?
My wife. My wife has one, I have the other.
Okay. And are you guys combining finances? So is that all of the debt between the two of you?
That's all. She stays at home, I work.
So tell us more about this issue with the emergency fund, the $1,000 saved.
So my guess is you have a bunch of money in liquid cash right now. How much do you have?
I have about $42,000.
Okay. And you want to get on the Ramsey plan?
I do. My biggest issue with it is that going down to $1,000 to me is just scary, especially when you have random bills and expenses. Good example for me is I had a dishwasher go out in December, and then I had a fence fall over in the last couple days. So just to me, going down to that low is just, I don't know if I can personally do that or not.
Well, here's the thing. It's temporary. It's not for the long haul. This is a very temporary action so that it lights your butt on fire, so that you get this debt paid off super fast. And in your situation, you've got a great income. You've got money saved. There's no reason that you can't get out of debt very quickly to where that $1,000 emergency fund is a distant memory, and pretty soon you're going to be up to having 3 to 6 months of savings. So it's not intended to be a long-term fix. And the reason we say that is because many people can make the argument, George, that, $1,000, it's not enough. What happens if this happens, or what happens if that happens? But the fact is 36% of Americans have no money saved. And those who have a little bit of money saved, they don't have $1,000. 56% of Americans could not pay for $1,000 emergency. So, Andrew, that's why we have it set up that way. It's multi-purpose. So in this case, you knowing that you've got a family, you knowing these things, you're going to work even faster and be more intent about getting out of debt. And here's the thing. It's a $1,000 emergency fund, but if something were to happen, you still have your normal monthly cash flow. Right? It's not to say that you wouldn't be able to add more money to that in order to make a repair or make something happen. I can tell you from firsthand experience, it took us 7.5 years to get out of debt. We had $460,000 of debt, Andrew. We had a $1,000 emergency fund. And do you want to know what happened? We'd use it, and then we'd have to replace it. Then we use it again and have to replace it. That's what it's there for. And if it was something that costed a little bit more, then what we'd have to do is we'd have to sell something or find a way to get that money. And we always could. And I think that you'll be surprised at how well that $1,000 serves you.
And even for my area, which is generally a bit more than most, it's $1,000 is still sufficient, that you find?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, it was never meant to be sufficient, because truthfully, we go, well, it should be 15. It should be 3,000. It should be 6,000.
Yeah, you could say.
I mean, a new roof is more than 5,000, so let's make it 10,000.
Right.
And so part of it is to get people started on the plan. Obviously, you have an incredible income, and so let's just do some napkin math here. You said you've got 42 in savings, so if you took that down to 1, that means you can throw $41,000 at that $96,000 of debt,
which means the first car's paid off,
and now you free up a payment, and you're left with $55,000 left. Right? Now, you make $210,000. You could throw probably $10,000 a month at this debt, right?
Give or take. The one thing I would say is I get paid biweekly, so technically speaking, I'm missing a portion of that because I get 2 extra payments, one in 2 different months.
Sure.
So it's slightly different is how that works out.
But roughly, each month, you could probably throw about $10K. And so this debt is, if you do the Ramsey plan, in 5 months, you're completely debt-free.
Yeah.
And then those next few paychecks, restock that emergency fund back up to $30,000, $40,000. And so we're talking a period of 6 to 8 months to do all of this.
That's right.
If you get gazelle intense. Now, the other side
My
is...
fear would be is it might be a little bit longer than that because we do have a mortgage payment to also take into account into it.
Okay. And is
which
it a
about
reasonable
$3K.
mortgage for your take-home pay?
It's $3,000 a month is my current mortgage, which
Okay.
everyone tells me is good.
Yeah, I mean, your take-home pay is what, about 12 or more, 15?
Yeah, it varies from it's about 12 to 15, give or take.
California
taxes and
taxes,
things.
they'll get you.
Then you're
Yeah.
fine. You're fine as far as the percentage of your mortgage. But I mean, think about what George was saying. If you take that savings, you knock out that first car payment, $24K. How much was the car? How much is the car payment on the car that's worth $24,000?
The car payment's $500 a month.
You're freeing up $500 a month right there, just right there. If you had an emergency, suddenly you have $1,500, not just $1,000. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like understanding that the $1,000 is there, but you still have your income. You still have the money that you're budgeting every month. And there's always something that you can cut down, slim back whenever, if Murphy does come into your house.
Income, I did a new budget this year. I definitely have wiggle room in my budget to pay more for things, so that's fine.
Yeah. No, I think that the baby steps works for everybody. Everybody, it's fine to have questions about it, and we're happy to answer those questions. But I want you to go into this, Andrew, knowing that this is the proven method. This is the smartest way to do it. And in your case, like George said, you're going to be out of this in 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go do it.
Like Jade said, if something happens, you get another fence that falls down, well, we're just going to pause the baby steps and go, all right, the next paycheck goes towards replacing the fence.
That's right.
And you don't lose any sleep over it. And so that's the truth about the $1,000 is it's not as big of an issue as people make it out to be because you have future cash flow coming in.
That's right.
And it's okay if you pause.
And something else I like about the $1,000 saved, George, is it forces you to calm down, to pause and think about your actions. Because a lot of times something unexpected happens and we think, we got to do it now, and you start spending this money, you put on a credit card, you pull your savings. But you want to know what? If your washer and dryer breaks, do you know what? You'll be okay. You'll be okay for a while.
You'll be okay.
You don't have to go to Home Depot that night and replace it. You don't even have to go that week. You want to know what I did? I drove over to my mother-in-law's house. I did my laundry over there until we had the money.
That's what's
It
up.
makes you wait. It makes you think.
And we have the illusion of safety when we have a pile of money in the bank, but yet we owe a lender $96,000 with interest.
It's a facade.
I feel a whole lot safer getting rid of that and being back in control of my greatest wealth building tool, my income.
I love it.
We're rooting for you, Andrew. Thanks for the call.